What's up, heroes? Super excited to talk about this video. This is the first major update coming to RWBY Amity Arena. It's going to bring a lot of new content, and it's scheduled for tomorrow, November 21st. Of course, this might not be tomorrow anymore when you're watching this video, but if you're watching it right when I upload it, and a few hours afterwards or whatever, it will be tomorrow. So very exciting. Not just that, but they are adding the best girl from RWBY into the show. Obviously, I'm talking about our girl, Neo. Oh my god, they are actually putting her in there, man. You better know. You better know I'm going to be going all in for her, to be honest. And I'll talk about that at the end. I got a little something special I'm going to be bringing to the channel. Probably tomorrow, actually. Anyways, but let's get into the update. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I'm going to show you what the update's all about. Give you my opinion on these new units, some balance changes, and all this sort of stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. So new units, starting right off with our girl, Neo. And it's Parasol Neo. Right off the bat, we can assume that they might put in other Neos because of the fact that they specifically call this one Parasol Neo and not like Neapolitan. So we might get more Neos in the future, just like any sort of like Crow, for example. Crow implies that we might get another Crow later on. Maybe we'll get like Sword Crow or something like that. But let's talk about Neo, obviously. So for Aura Epic, so she is going to be an Epic. It means she's going to be kind of hard to get, but you know what? I don't really mind that. I don't think her being anything less than epic would have been doing her justice personally, so I think that was the right call. A melee unit that uses her parasol as a barrier to resist attacks, teleports to and attacks which shatters her parasol. Teleports to and attacks that which shatters her parasol. So this kind of makes it sound like she's not going to have an on-use ability. I don't know. It might be an on-use ability, but the way I'm taking it right now is she's going to have a passive ability. Maybe when you summon her, she has the parasol kind of like out in front of her. And as she takes damage, the parasol will block it. It'll be a barrier. When it breaks, she'll instantly teleport to the unit that broke the parasol. Or if that's a tower, teleport to the tower. The exception to that is if it is an on-use ability, perhaps you'll be able to drop her and then use that barrier whenever you like. And it'll have the same exact function though. But by the wording, I'm assuming that it's just going to be a passive ability. I also like that she's 4 aura cost. You know, a lot of the epics are like 5 aura cost in the game right now. So I think another 4 aura cost is pretty perfect. Now, we don't know what her stats are, sadly. So it's hard to really judge how good she will be. But I don't really care, to be honest. If she's bad, I will still use her. But I don't think she's going to be bad. I mean, it's Neo. They're going to do her justice, guys. Of course, right? I've got very high hopes that the devs did her justice, and come on. I'm sure she's gonna be sick, guys. Just look at her. It's Neo. All right, so that's super lit. Let's continue on for now. Next new card they're adding, Petra Gigas. So this is the Geist Grimm from RWBY Volume 4. Technically, the White Knight that Weiss fought was also a Geist Grimm that possessed that pseudo armor. Fun little trivia there. For those of you who didn't know, I know some of you probably did. So this ability, boulders fall and deal area damage on death. So, pretty straightforward. 6 aura cost. It's one of the highest aura cost in the game at the moment. And it, you know, when it's defeated, it will allow boulders to fall around it, dealing area damage. So, obviously, you'd probably want to beat it with ranged units or maybe a swarm of weaker units like Deathstalkers. That way, even though they get taken out, you still have an aura advantage rather than, you know, it's a 6 aura cost card. So, Deathstalkers, if they can take it out, would only be 3 aura cost. Just an example, though. I'm actually pretty curious about this unit. Pretty curious about this one. The Grimm units as a whole kind of aren't so great. Like, some of them are good, but generally not all of them are very good. And you can't really make it all Grimm deck work. So the more viable Grimm we get, I think the better. It'll definitely keep things interesting rather than people using like all hero decks or whatever. Next unit, the Zhang Family. 6 aura again. And it's a normal card, by the way. The Geist Grim was a rare card. Forgot to mention that. So this is a new normal card. The 2 idiots attack with axes while Junior attacks from a distance with his bazooka. So this is pretty sick. They hinted at Junior with the sunglasses. They hinted at all these characters throughout social media for a while, but the Junior one's pretty sick. Excuse me. Because they just showed the sunglasses. But instead of just adding Junior, they are actually adding the henchmen as well. So that's going to be really cool. I don't know. It depends how good these guys are. Like, if the 2 idiots are tanky and Junior's got some good damage and a good range, I could see it being pretty good. But it is 6 aura cost, so there's going to be a lot of competition for this to be viable. But it's definitely a unique type of unit. It is. So I'm excited to see what they can do and how much value they'll bring to the table. Don't know how good it'll be right off the bat, though. Same thing with the Geist Grim. You know, 6 aura is a very steep cost, competing with cards that are like 5 aura that have amazing value, like Pyrrha, Rocket Yang, and all those guys. But we'll see. This could actually be a very good unit as well. Same with the Geist Grim. Beowolf Alpha, another 4 aura unit, and a normal type. So we have 2 normal, 1 rare, and 1 epic. Overall, pretty solid variety. A melee unit that leaps to structures, towers. Hey, oh wait, we're not reading that. Okay, so that's all it says about the Beowolf Alpha. It's a single melee unit, leaps at structures. So this is pretty good. They're adding a lot of cards that target towers, and that might prevent draws because more decks will, you know, a lot of this depends on the AI for the units. For example, the Ursa that's in the game right now, it will target towers, so it will bypass enemy units to attack towers. A lot of units, though, will easily get taunted away from towers and attack like other units, which causes people to get a lot of draws. So the more times we have decks that run these cards that just target towers, the more times we'll get wins or losses and less draws. At least on paper, that's how it should work. So we'll see. We'll see how many people run the Beowolf Alpha. I think this one has a lot of potential, honestly. Leaping the structures is no joke. Of course, its direct competition will be Nora, since Nora can literally leap to structures and leap to other lanes and leap defensively back to your units, and also leap at enemy units as well as towers. Same aura cost as well at 4. So this might just be a budget Nora, to be honest. I'm not sure. It might be good like along with Nora. Who knows? All in all, these cards are definitely getting me excited. Just to reiterate, we got 1 epic, 1 rare, 1 normal, or 2 normals. But we have 2 at 6 aura cost and 2 at 4 aura cost. So interesting units that they're adding there. And of course, Neo's the highlight of all this, dude. Oh man, I cannot wait to summon for her. Anyways, let's get into some of the other parts of the update here. I was going to say balance changes, but we don't get the balance changes until after this. So they're adding these things called cookies. See the hottest fashion trend in Remnant with all the new cookie shop items. Collect cookies in-game and spend them to earn new outfits and emotes. What are cookies, you ask? They are used to buy cosmetic goods in the cookie shop in-game. There are 2 types, regular cookies and cacao cookies. Cookies are earned through gameplay and events. Cacao cookies are gained when buying Schnee Premium Dust in the shop. So cacao cookies will just be like a little bonus when you're spending money, when you're buying SPD. And regular cookies are just earned through playing the game. Interesting. So you can see, I think you can see the difference here. Like, it looks like regular cookies, and then like this one's looking like a cacao cookie. So I'm curious, you know, how much you'll be able to earn. This seems like a lot. 3250, 6500 for the alternate outfits. Which, by the way, there is alternate outfits we'll get into in a second here. More alternate outfits, I should add. So yeah, you get outfits, emoticons, outfit draws from here. From the outfit draws, you will randomly get 1 outfit that you do not own each time you do it. Okay. So a little RNG aspect to it, but you know, it is what it is. The gacha game that's what a gacha game is all about. So, you know, that's just how it works, guys. In-game, you can access the cookie shop by tapping on a cookie icon in the regular shop. New outfits and emoticons. So we already have PJ RWBY. Now we'll get PJ Weiss and PJ Blake. No love for PJ Yang, though, huh? All right. That's all good. I personally am excited about this because who doesn't run Ice Weiss, right? And I did make a video a few days ago about a Ribbon Blake deck. So, I mean, I would definitely rock. I'll definitely rock these 2 outfits if I can get them. And then they're also adding Snipe RWBY, Shadow Blake, Jean, Pyrrha, and the Beacon outfits. Shadow Blake is my favorite unit in the game, although Neo, we'll see. You know, to be fair, Neo's my best girl in the show, but that doesn't automatically make her my favorite unit in the game. I'm not that biased, guys. Shadow Blake is my favorite unit in the game, and to be honest with you guys, 100% honest, Neo is going to have to be pretty freaking good if she's going to outperform Shadow Blake for me. Because, I don't know, Shadow Blake is just so fun to use. And 3 aura cost, like, you can consistently get her out, sometimes get multiple Shadow Blakes out, and she's just so fun to use. We'll see. I have high hopes for Neo, but I don't know if she will dethrone Shadow Blake for my favorite unit. We will find out. So those are all the new outfits they're adding. Then they're adding new emoticons. And there's also something really cool about this I already read. So you can see you get like new Blake. Yang. I don't think we even have Blake yet. That's right. It's just Weiss and RWBY, I think. But we got Blake, Yang, emoticons, and new titles. So this is interesting. New titles: Beacon Academy, Emerald Forest, Forever Fall, Mountain Glen, Vale City, Beacon Tower, Onieri, Mistral Village. So it sounds like arenas, right? These are arenas that we have in the game. But apparently you'll also be able to use them as titles when you get to those arenas. So that's interesting. Personally, I think that the titles in the game are a bit too easy to get. That's why I personally just use the one you start with, Freshman, because none of the titles really seem that impressive to me. So I'm just rocking Freshman for the memes. There is one that's pretty difficult to get. I forget what it is, like win 1,000 battles or something like that. That one I would use if I had it. But all the other ones, I don't know. They don't seem like that impressive. So I just rock Freshman for the memes. But we'll see. These might be pretty cool. I mean, they look nice. So here's more about the emoticons. Emoticon deck. You can make a deck if your favorite emoticons take in the battle. Only want to taunt, then go ahead and take every taunt you own. Feel like crying with every emote you have? Go right ahead. So this makes me like pretty curious about what people are going to make for their emoticon decks. Like you'll be able to combine different characters and stuff. It's kind of, it's just more customization. You can't really complain about that. Game balancing. Now here is the other really good part of this, aside from the new units. The game balancing is the second most hyped thing in my opinion. I mean, the emoticons and the cookie stuff is cool too, but this is this is like the meat and bones of the game here. New units and game balancing. That is the most important stuff, honestly. So right off the bat, we're getting a Pyrrha nerf. Seems reasonable to me. Pyrrha is definitely a bit too good. That said, I don't think she's as good as the community thought like the first week or two that the game was out. But she's still definitely a bit overtuned. So here's the nerf that they're giving her. They're starting with a buff, HP increased by 6%, but the rest of it is all nerfs. Attack reduced by 5%. Skill damage reduced 5%. Attack speed reduced 1.2 to 1.4. Skill cooldown increased from 14 seconds to 16 seconds. Honestly, this is a pretty steep nerf, guys. This is a pretty steep nerf, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I do think Pyrrha needed some adjusting, but this is a pretty huge nerf, guys. Flat attack damage bonus reduction, 5%. Skill damage reduced 5%. So her attack does less, and now her shield throw will do less. Her attack speed is a lot slower now. That is a pretty significant nerf right there to attack speed. Skill cooldown increased from 14 seconds to 16 seconds. So I think the skill cooldown nerf is very fair. And I would say this is a fair nerf overall. I just wonder if they overdid it, like nerfing all this attack stuff. Because like she's gonna do a lot, not like a lot less damage. She'll do less damage per attack. She's gonna attack less. Her skill damage is gonna do less, and her cooldown is gonna be more. I think the cooldown is probably the best change right here. Honestly, the skill cooldown increased because Pyrrha's skill cooldown, like sometimes you get it off twice in a battle, and if you do, it's just way too good a value. It's pretty like broken, honestly. So I think that's definitely good. The attack speed nerf, I don't know, it just feels like a lot of nerfs. The attack, skill damage, and attack speed, and skill cooldown reduction. To be fair, they balanced it out somewhat by buffing her HP. So obviously what they're going for here is making her more of a tank, which is fine. That's fine. I would say it's a good change overall. I'm just curious if people are going to start cutting Pyrrha from their decks. That's all I'm curious about. Because already there is a lot of good units in this game. I mean, some of the higher tier units like Glinda, Crow. Maybe people will be swapping Pyrrha out for more of those guys. Emerald, like some people even run May, like really cheesy kind of stuff. We'll see. But yeah, just to reiterate, I do think this is a good change. I just hope it's not too severe to Pyrrha, because she is pretty easy to counter, honestly. If you can bait her shield throw, she's not that good. But if she gets up to a tower, her damage is a bit too good, I'm gonna admit. Like, for a unit that should be a tank, if she gets up to a tower and can start getting even like 2 or 3 hits off on it, it's too much damage. So I do think this is a pretty fair nerf. Like I said, just hoping it's not too much. And let's move on now from that. So baby Deathstalkers, this is definitely justified. This unit is, in my opinion, the most OP in the game, like more OP than Pyrrha. Not really a significant nerf to it though. Attack speed reduced from 1 to 1.1. So basically that means they're going to attack 10% slower. I mean, it's a good change. Any nerf to Deathstalkers is going to be pretty good. Baby Deathstalkers, as long as it's not like overdone. This is definitely not overdone. I just hope this one's enough. You know what I mean? Like, I hope the Pyrrha one's not overdone, and I hope the Deathstalker one is not too little. You guys know what I mean? Because this is a common card that everybody has, and literally every deck runs Baby Deathstalkers. Every deck. Even my meme Ribbon Blake deck runs Deathstalkers as well. It's like meme decks run it, and then like top tier like meta decks run it as well. Which, to be fair, every player has access to this card, so I don't mind it being like good. It kind of keeps the game fair. Same with Ice Weiss. I don't think Ice Weiss is broken really, because she's amazing, but everybody has her. So you can't have like all the best cards given to like the top tier players. Otherwise, the newer players, and even the players that are not like new but more casual, are just not gonna have a good time. So I understand not wanting to like nerf this too much, but we'll see. We'll see. They're still going to be amazing, without a doubt. They're still going to be amazing. Sun Wukong. All right, so here's something interesting. They're buffing Sun Wukong. And you can see right here, Biker Yang's the next one. So let's just comment really quick. I'm shocked they're not buffing Coco. I am shocked about that. I thought Coco was one of the cards that would definitely need a buff. So I'm very surprised to see that they haven't done anything for her. But let's talk about Sun Wukong. So Sun's fans have asked us to put him on the map. So here's a shot at his time in the limelight. Clone DK time increased from 4 seconds to 6 seconds. This actually might make him competitive. I'm going to be honest. It actually might. It doesn't sound like much, I know. But for those of you who have seen Sun, he, like, the clones do die pretty quick. It's only 4 seconds, but they're up there long enough to kind of take aggression away. So 6 seconds is a pretty good buff. That's 50% increase from 4 seconds to 6. 50% increase on the clones. So that's like that's not like a little buff. That's a pretty significant buff, guys. That said, Sun does have a lot of competition with other epic cards. Neo, Nora, Sniper Ruby. I'm trying to think of like, I forget. I don't have Sniper Ruby personally. I forget what aura cost she is. Is she 4 or 5? But like, the 4 aura cost cards that Sun's gonna have to compete with are pretty dang good. Actually, I forget, is Sun 4 or 5 aura cost too? I do have him, but I've literally never used him. But I've seen him used before, and he's not impressive. So this actually might make him usable in certain decks, like maybe control decks, or like Ren decks where they want to taunt the opponent away so Ren can get to the tower. I don't know. I don't want to say, like, I'm very curious about this Sun change. I don't think it's too little. I think it might make him usable, basically. It's obviously not going to make him OP, but I think it's not like all I'm saying is it doesn't sound that impressive when you first read it. Like, Clone Decay increased from 4 seconds to 6 seconds. That's it. That's the only buff he got. But we have to respect that that is actually a huge percentage change compared to like some of these other changes. Like, look at the skill cooldown nerf to Pyrrha, 14 seconds to 16 seconds. That is what 10% of that would be like 1.4. So that's like a 15% nerf to Pyrrha. Meanwhile, this is a 50% buff to Sun in terms of their abilities. I'm only talking about their abilities there. Of course, they also reduced the damage of Pyrrha's ability here. Skill cooldown, skill damage reduced 5%. So, you know, you get like 15% on the cooldown, 5% on the skill damage, and Sun's just getting a straight up like 50% increase on the time. I know it's not like a direct comparison, guys, obviously, but the point is that extra 2 seconds might help a lot. Anyways, let's move on to Biker Yang. So Biker Yang gets more pushback on heavier, or I'm sorry, gets less pushback on heavier units, and then they go to describe what heavy units are. Ursa, Yatsuhashi, King Taijitu, Borbertus, Spider Droid, At-Legion Paladin, Beringel, Petra Gigas. Already putting the new one in there. I like it. Is this going to make Biker Yang good? I still think he's going to be trash, honestly. If there's one character I can definitely say, like, you know, I said maybe this was too much for Pyrrha. I said maybe this is not enough for Baby Deathstalkers. I said this might make him, like, playable. But if there's one thing I can say for sure, guys, I think Biker Yang is still going to suck. Honestly, she's going to be trash still. It's just not, she's just not good. She's just not good. She doesn't bring enough to the table. And this is actually not really a buff either. The heavy units are going to get pushed back less. So here's their reasoning behind it. Biker Gang players have expressed that she pushes enemies out of range too fast, and her opponents have said that their tanks can't even move forward. So here's the adjustment. So basically they're saying people who use her say she has too much pushback, and people who fight against her say that their tanks can't move forward. So they are making the tanks be able to move forward easier, and that's gonna do less pushback. But that's like, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's such a middle ground change that it's really gonna keep her bad, in my opinion. Like, it's not really a buff. It's not really a buff. We'll see. Maybe I'm just crediting this too much. I mean, 50% less pushback. We'll have to see how it performs. Maybe if she pushes back those heavy units and immediately, like, when they return, she has it off cooldown and can push them back again. Maybe it will keep them kind of stun locked. Then it might be decent, but I'm gonna hold my breath for that one, guys. I'm gonna go with saying that's gonna be still trash. Sun Wukong, like, here's my summary thoughts of these changes here. Biker Yang still trash. Sun Wukong will have a role in some very niche decks now. Baby Deathstalker is still gonna be super OP. Pyrrha might start to see less play in being... She's going to start being cut for other cards, probably. Not to say that she's still not going to be good. I think she's still going to be like one of the better units in the game, for sure. But there are going to be some cards that will straight up outperform her now, especially like the higher end arena cards like Glinda, Crow, Neo. I don't know what arena. That's the one thing. They didn't tell us what arena these new characters are going to be in, these new cards. So we don't know that yet until tomorrow when they're actually out. But yeah, overall, these are amazing changes. But that's not it, guys. There is more. So other awesome changes. Earning the maximum victory lien has been made easier. Victory lien will now be ×5 of what it is now. That is awesome. Players have to win 10 matches per day to earn the daily limit of victory lien instead of 20 it was before. Same total, less victories needed. So this is kind of confusing to read, and I've read the patch notes already, guys. So here's what I think they're getting at. So basically, you're gonna... The only part that's a little confusing is the same total, less victories needed, because it's really not the same total with the victory lien ×5. Basically, imagine the current system, right? Imagine playing 20 games in the current system. Now you only need to do 10 of those games to get the same amount that you would have had for 20. But now times that amount by 5. And you're going to be getting 5 times more lien than you did currently if you finished all your objectives, all your matches per day. But if you win, if you win 10 matches per day, it'll now be the same as winning 20, but you're going to get ×5 more. So this is an amazing change. It really is. You're going to be getting 500% more lien, guys. And you're only going to have to play 10. You're only going to win 10 games instead of 20. So this is a very good change. The only kind of nitpick I would have is for the players that are dedicating a lot of time to the game. We didn't have much incentive because we would finish all our missions we'd finish our missions for the day. We wouldn't have any missions left. And we would finish our keys for the day, so we wouldn't have keys left. So the only incentive we would have really is that 20 wins, because it's not, you know, getting 20 wins takes a while. That's more than 20 games, most likely. You're probably not going to win 100% of your games, unless you're really sandbagging. So this kind of lowers the incentive for people to play a lot of games per day, the people that are like really, really dedicated, really playing a lot of games. But overall, I would say this is a huge positive for sure. I'm just trying to show you guys like both sides of the table, you know? But definitely great changes overall by the devs. They've definitely been listening to player feedback, and that's one thing I can really give them credit for. They have been very active on social media, talking to the players, getting feedback, and making solid changes based off that feedback. I think they've done a great job. Like I said, if I came with some criticism, it's only because I wanted to share both sides of the table. And those are my thoughts on this stuff. Let's read their final thoughts. Oh, wait, there is one more thing. Hold up. Or 2 more things. I'm sorry, guys. Scrap, bronze, silver, and gold victory crates no longer give lien. We've moved the lien to the victory lien to create a more lien income per victory. Yeah, I got a little ahead of myself. I forgot. There is this one is not sure how I feel about that, honestly, guys. That's not too great, because here's the thing, guys. They're giving us ×5 more victory lien, but now we're no longer getting lien in victory crates. I don't know what the numbers are for how much like lien you would get on average from doing your missions every day from the victory crate rewards, but you're no longer getting those. So this ×5 number ain't really going to be getting you ×5 more than you would have had. You're getting ×5 more lien on the victory, but since you're not getting lien anymore for the crates, don't think that you're suddenly going to be like swimming in lien, guys. Just keep that in mind. No longer getting lien on those crates. The crates that you buy for Schnee Premium Dust will still give lien, apparently, according to this. Those are like the bulk crate, greater crate, and the forget the name of the other one. But yeah, so keep that in mind. That is I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, I don't feel very happy about that as a free-to-play player, but it's all good. I think you'll still be getting more lien, I think, as a total for less games played, but it's unfortunate that they took away the lien from the crates. I'm gonna be honest, that's pretty unfortunate. But there is one more good thing, guys. Keys refill faster now. Instead of 3 hours, 2.5 hours per key. That's very good. It's very good. I mean, let's see. Sleep about 8 hours a day. It's like 16 hours. I mean, if you like, the best way to do this, guys, is if you can in the mornings, like get as many wins in as you can, and then whenever you're at work or school or whatever else you're doing, they'll be recharging. So instead of waiting 3 hours, it's now 2.5. So overall, it's probably gets you, I would say, depending on how much you play, probably gets you 3 to 6 more keys a day, depending on, like I said, on average, how often you play. If you play a lot, you'll be getting like 6 more keys per day for free. So that's freaking awesome. I guess to be fair, that might be why they removed the lien from the crates as well. You're going to be getting more crates now. So they probably thought it would be like too much lien if you got ×5 plus more crates from the keys. So I definitely get they're coming from here. It definitely fits. It's fine. It's fine. It's still more lien for us, so we'll be happy with it. Final thoughts. It truly has been a wonderful launch of the game with everyone in Amity Arena. As fans of RWBY, we hope that it's obvious that we are so happy to grow alongside fellow fans and make Amity Arena a RWBY experience we can carry around in our pockets no matter where we are. So I just want to comment on this really quick. They said we hope it's obvious that we are, and I definitely have to say that they are huge fans of the show, guys. They have been going to Anime Expo where RWBY had panels. I've met some of them personally. They were so sincere and awesome, very nice people. And they've been going to like Rooster Teeth. You know, they've really been going around talking to the fans, interacting with them, sharing their thoughts on the show and some of their favorite characters. And guys, trust me, the devs are super into this game. So yeah, they are definitely huge fans of the show as well. I can definitely agree to that. This is only the first of many updates to come, and with each and every update, we hope to get closer and closer to that perfect game we all envision to become the greatest RWBY game ever. Oh man, and an awesome RWBY pick there. So this is a very sick update in closing, guys. Definitely amazing stuff all around. New units, new cosmetics, new titles, balance changes, more lien for us. It's all good stuff, guys. And now, let me get a sip of coffee. Okay, so I mentioned in the beginning of the video that I had some like awesome news, and here's that news, guys. They actually sponsored me with some Schnee Premium Dust to do a crate unboxing video. I'm going to be comparing the superior crate to greater crates of the equivalent cost. So we'll be seeing what's more effective, buying the superior crate or buying greater crates instead of superior crate. So I'm going to be making that video tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the unboxing tomorrow, comparing the two options to tell you guys what gets you the most value and which one you should go about. And y'all better know if I get Neo, I'm going to be probably having a heart attack. So definitely look forward to that video. It's going to be fun, guys. I can't wait to make that. I'm so excited, guys. Freaking pulling for Neo. And the other cards are going to be cool as well. There's a lot of cards I don't have yet, and there's going to be new ones. So it's going to be super hype. I hope you guys enjoy that video. Recording it tomorrow as soon as I get my hands on the update. And that's it for now, guys. More content on the way, more character breakdowns, more gameplay stuff, showcasing some fun decks and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoy that. If you are new to the channel, be sure you are subscribed. And whether you're new or not, be sure you have notifications on, because subscribing to YouTube nowadays is not good enough, unfortunately. Not like the old days when subscribing actually worked. Now you got to turn on that sub notification, that bell icon as well. So much appreciated for that. And if you would like to support this channel directly, consider donating on Patreon, link below, or through Streamlabs. There's also a link below for that for a one-time donation if you prefer that method. Either way, I appreciate your support, guys, and I will see you next time.